Hi, I'm Sarah from Turn Back Time. This is day 24, and I'm beginning to receive messages from people saying it's really too hard to do this diet. Too much counting, too many calculations. They just want to eat what they enjoy eating, but maybe just cut back a little bit. I do sympathise, and I imagine, as I'm on here lauding losing a quarter of an inch off my body somewhere because I ate 3 almonds and not 4, it must sound very pedantic and very complicated. But then it made me think that the most popular diet of all that we all grew up with, and many still follow, is a calorie-controlled diet. And that really did involve endless counting and of far bigger numbers than the ones on this diet. You had to decide if you were a 1,500 or 2,000 or 3,000 calorie person, and then try to piece together all these different foods, reading the backs of the packets to hit your target perfectly. And in general, if done right, it did work. It made people concentrate on exactly what they were eating and realise the calorific value of different foods. Whole foods in general have lower calories than sugar-rich processed foods, that's just obvious. But the biggest problem with only worrying about the calories is you could get your required calories from a very unhealthy food source and still lose weight and think that you were taking care of yourself. French fries, a hamburger and a dessert could be shoehorned into 1,500 calories a day, but might be in no way healthy depending on what it was or how it was cooked. I carried out an extreme experiment of my own on myself to this end, not intending to, but while running a hotel in the French Alps during ski season, I subsisted on chocolate bars and donuts. I don't remember eating anything else for weeks on end as I ran around like a lunatic in deep snow from 5 a.m. to midnight. The weight fell off, but so did my hair. And fortunately I was tanned so no one could see that my skin was really sallow and itchy, but I thought that was just the cold. I was a nutrition-free zone pretty much, and I don't recommend it to anyone. I used to go to Thailand at the start and end of the season to feed up, and I think that it was only all the fresh food I ate there that saved me from serious illness. Barry Sears in The Zone says don't worry about the calories at all. Just worry about the goodness in the foods that you're choosing, and the calories will take care of themselves. But when you look at his recommendations on the food list, he's only allotting a quarter of a chocolate bar for 1 block, or a quarter of a donut. So by the back door, this diet is taking care of the calories without counting them. There's a group called the Calorie Restriction Society, where they eat only foods high in nutrients and very low in calories. In Dr. Mark Hyman's book, The Blood Sugar Solution, which pretty much dovetails with The Zone, he says this Calorie Restriction Society eat only 5 pounds of celery for breakfast and then pounds of tomato and cucumber for lunch. And you think this diet's bad? Mark's book is a great read, by the way. I highly recommend it. He quotes another book called Avoiding the First Cause of Death, lovely title, by Wolf Droger, which says if you eat 30% less calories, you live 30% longer. So by reducing your intake, concentrating on natural and whole foods, you are extending your body's time frame. We really should be able to live to 120 if we eat well. With whatever we're eating, however we're eating, what we're really doing is trying to get the energy factories inside of us to run at optimum production. They're called the mitochondria, and we have a number in every cell. When I say a number, I mean a huge number, potentially 100,000 trillion in our body alone, all of which are factory assembly lines for the proteins and chemicals we need. They run on the oxygen we breathe and the vitamins and minerals and amino acids we eat. For those who enjoy a drink, I've finally got some good news for you. Scientists are developing a treatment to make the mitochondria run at full strength using resveratrol, which is the primary ingredient of red grapes. This is why red wine is so much better for you than anything else. Resveratrol has been seen to have a hugely positive effect on the genes which regulate insulin function and mitochondria energy production. Rats fed resveratrol did indeed live 30% longer than the control group, even while being fed a poor diet. The scientists reckon they got given the equivalent of about 1,500 bottles of red wine. So I reckon you might have a way to go. And for those of us who don't drink, just eat the red grapes, but make sure that they're not doused in pesticides. I brought a bag home the other day, and it said outside on the wrapper that it had a chemical on it which, if mixed with water, caused acid rain. But we are water. The most obvious sign that we're not eating the right things to run our factory lines is fatigue and muscle weakness. There are many things I know that can give you these symptoms, but one of the first things to do is always check your diet. We are what we eat. It is truly as simple as that. So hopefully we're more pure now, more healthy, more determined to give our bodies what we need. And all hail that.